Hi, and thank you for watching us here at Tax Talk UK, where we talk about all things tax and help you to navigate the tax system as it applies to you. So today I'm going to talk about paying tax on income from YouTube and TikTok platforms. Before I do, if I could please ask you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll easily be able to refer back to this information if you need to, as well as being able to find other information on a whole host of different topics, all aimed at helping you to understand the tax system as it applies to you. So back then to earning income from platforms such as YouTube and TikTok, and to specifically answer the question, do you need to pay tax on that income or let HMRC know about it? So the first thing to mention is that regardless of where your income is coming from, you should always keep an accurate record of the income that you're receiving and where it is coming from, in case you're ever asked by HMRC. In terms of income from platforms such as YouTube and TikTok, then the answer is yes. All of that sort of income is taxable income, and there is a possibility that you may need to let HMRC know about it and potentially be paying tax on this depending on the amount. So the first thing to talk about is the trading allowance, which is currently £1,000. And what that means that if your income is under £1,000, then you don't need to pay tax. It is exempt from declaring this to HMRC, but you should still keep accurate records of the income that you received. And the other thing that you should be doing is keeping a record of any expenses that you are incurring in making that income. So if you are earning over £1,000 and that is the current trading allowance, so you should check that that is still the same if you're not watching in this current tax year. So if you're earning over the current trading allowance, then you will need to declare that income to HMRC either via a self-assessment tax return, or if it's a small amount, you may be able to notify them the income through your HMRC app or telephone them to notify them. Otherwise, you will need to be submitting a self-assessment tax return, and the income will be subject to tax and potentially national insurance. Now, as I mentioned earlier, as I touched on, so if you're earning above the trading allowance and your income is going to be subject to tax, then what you need to remember is that tax is due on profit, not necessarily income. So if you have incurred costs in terms of how you've received an income, then you should deduct that from the income to receive to achieve the profit. So if you have X amount of income, you then work out your costs that were involved, anything that you had to spend, and we have other information available on which expenses are allowable, but anything that is wholly and exclusively for business purposes. So if you think of your income from the platform as a business, then it becomes easier to try to think of what expenses you may have incurred. You may not have incurred any costs, and then obviously your income, you'd have no cost to deduct, and that would be your profit. But if you have incurred costs, you should be declaring those as well as the income. So you declare the income and the cost, and the profit, which is what's left, is your taxable income for this for these purposes, and that is the amount that you will need to be paying tax and potentially national insurance on. Of course, if you're not sure, then you can contact the HMRC helplines for clarification, If you feel that you need to be declaring the income and you're not sure which costs, and you need some help, then of course you could engage the services of a professional to help you with that. If you do that, you should make sure that the person you engage is qualified to help you, that they have professional indemnity insurance, and that if applicable, they're a member of a professional body. So hopefully this helps you to understand. So if you are earning income from any platform such as YouTube or TikTok, then potentially that is subject to tax and needs to be declared to HMRC. If you are earning, if the income is under the trading allowance currently, that is £1,000 a year, then you are exempt from having to declare that or pay tax on it in most circumstances. If it's above that, if you incur costs, then you should be deducting those costs, and you should be declaring the income and the cost that you've deducted from HMRC. And in all instances, you should be keeping accurate records of any income that you receive and any costs that you incur in making that income. Hopefully this helps. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.